Have you noticed it's harder to park on campus or that you're waiting longer for food? You're not wrong. We'll show you why.
I just heard water rushing down and I could not find the source.
One building on campus flooded this month. You'll hear from the people who scrambled to save what they could.
Alkek Library. It's just books and a coffee shop, right? Nope. We'll show you some student services you need to know about.
And fall means cooler weather, football, costumes, and pumpkins.
Hi, and welcome to Bobcat Bulletin. I'm Grady Elbell.
And I'm Casey Nixon. Texas State University News is reporting a third straight year of record enrollment, so we have a lot more classmates.
But it also means more need for housing, parking, advising. I talked with admissions about 3 straight record class sizes and what it means.
With 3 straight years of record enrollment, Texas State is growing at a rapid pace, and they don't look like stopping anytime soon. The school is expecting yet another record-breaking enrollment this upcoming period. And this week we sat down with Dr. Gary Ray, Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management, to discuss what the future of the university looks like through the eyes of the Enrollment Management Council.
We had almost 43,000 freshman applications last year to get to a class of 7892. So there is tremendous interest now in Texas State for that reason of the academic quality.
Dr. Ray also talked about what kind of projects Texas State can expect as more students come rolling into its programs.
They're working on developing the campus for the future. That would include, additional parking, additional walkways to make it easier for students to get timely from class building as we grow.
Junior Brianna Lozano's thoughts echo why the university also needs to continue building, especially on the housing front.
Just like being closer to campus made it a lot easier, like on me, like someone who doesn't drive. Just made it a lot easier to get to places and stuff like that.
The university is currently building almost 1,000 beds on campus that will be ready by the fall of 24. They also have another housing development for this campus in the process of being designed now that will hopefully roll out sometime in the following year. That's to help us to not only be able to accommodate the growth of the incoming class, but also eventually to retain students who want to remain on campus.
Honestly, I think Texas State feels like a second home to me, because whenever I was doing all of my applications, I had to figure out which one was closest to home, which one felt like home, and I feel like that's what Texas State kind of helped me.
Texas State can again expect a big number of incoming students, as the 4th largest college in Texas by student population is only getting larger year after year.
We want to grow the enrollment. You can expect a larger freshman class. We're already ahead of our application numbers at the same time last year, and so we're excited about the future. We're excited about the football team taking back Texas, and we look forward to great things happening at Texas State.
Casey, have you also noticed more students on campus lately?
I have, especially longer lines for food. Reporter Kendall Green talked with someone about food services about those longer waits.
Eating on campus is one of those things I don't look forward to when I come here, if I'm being honest.
I've missed classes, just waiting to get food.
There's times when I've waited almost an hour for food somewhere.
Texas State welcomes its largest class yet, enrolling about 38,000 students. A fellow Bobcat expressed how the newest enrollment of students has impacted food services on campus.
Sometimes if I'm wake up late in the morning and I'm kind of late to class, I won't go eat or something just because I know it's going to take a while. So it kind of sucks sometimes.
I got a chance to speak with Chartwell's Director of Operations, Jay Smith, who gave me some insight on the changes they are implementing to speed up the ordering process on campus.
A lot of that wait time is before people place their orders, when people are waiting in line to use the kiosks. And that's one of the reasons why we like the integration with Grubhub, is because people can place orders on their phone as well.
The dining halls experience maximum capacity during peak eating hours, serving over 200 orders per hour. Jay told me about a new dining feature they are trying out in the next few weeks.
You'll be able to go to our Dine on Campus website and you'll be able to see live occupancy tracking for a few different locations on campus. We're trying it out in some of the busier locations. So we're working on installing some occupancy sensors so that you can go online and you can check and you can see exactly how busy Chick-fil-A is before you walk over to the student center, or you can see how busy Commons is before you walk over there.
The university continues to enhance the eating experience on campus. If you experience problems with campus dining, head over to dineoncampus.com to leave a suggestion. For Bobcat Bulletin, I'm Kendall Green.
An unfortunate event happened at the old theater center. Unexpected flooding caused severe damage to the theater's main stage. Some rooms couldn't be used for a while. Reporter Gus Lopez caught up with 2 employees who were there when it happened.
When I arrived here the day of the flooding, we were unaware as to the source of the leak. So when I got here in the morning and walked here into the main stage, I just heard water rushing down and I could not find the source. There's a concrete landing behind the wall here in the main stage. So that concrete landing had about 1.5 inches of standing water on it, and it had doused this curved wall here that you see in front of me, and then the exterior wall of the building, which if you're looking at the theater center from outside, it makes this weird, it goes up and then it goes in and then it goes up again, and I call that the top hat. So up here is the top hat of the building, which on that side was doused with the sprinkler water. So it all started in here, and it was just a fire. One of the fire sprinklers just blew up for no reason, all on its own. And it wasn't old, it had been replaced 3 years ago, is what the sprinkler techs told me. They don't know why. I don't love that, but it is what it is.
The downstairs hallway was already just raining water from all the busted out ceilings. My colleagues, 2 colleagues that were here already, and they were just trying to get things out of their offices and their design colleagues' offices. It was all the design offices, which were just full of models and drawings and very nice artwork. So from 7:30 to about 10:30 was just basically getting everything out of the offices and the classrooms on that level to try to save as many things as we could from the water.
This whole wall's coming out, and due to the unique nature of this building being round and on a moat, there's not really a good way to do it. The contractors have been doing a lot of head scratching, and they ask me questions, and I'm like, I don't know, man, I just build fake stuff. We'll see how this goes. Whenever you're doing any kind of abatement work or remediation or whatnot, water damage, you don't really know until you start opening stuff up. So timelines are loose, but we're making it work.
You already know Alkic Library has books and coffee. There's also lots of help for research. But reporter Andrea Moreno found out the library offers some services you may not know about.
The Alkic Library offers printing services on the go, but not only that, there's also other library services students can use as well. Research assistant Jason Crouch explains what benefits students have at the library.
So every semester, students have $25 credit inherently. Black and white prints are a penny a print, so that goes a long way.
The $25 credit is already included in the tuition bill, but if it isn't used, unfortunately, the money is not refunded back to students.
As long as it has the Send and Print logo on it, the students can utilize campus-wide. There's more than 10 of them now, and those can be located by using the Texas State mobile application. There's a little button there, find the printer nearest to me. If the students want color printing, though, they must come to the Alkic Library. On the second floor, the main floor, there are 2 color printers. Each color print individually is 35 cents, though, so that's really, you can use up your credit.
I used my printing service the best I can. I actually already ran out of my $25, but that's okay because we're still doing it. And then I also like how we can use our computers and the Wi-Fi in the library because I get my Starbucks and I can use the computers anytime I want.
If you're looking for a computer lab, the largest one is on the second floor, but there's also smaller areas for computer usage that are available on the 1st, 4th, and 6th floors at the library. Students can also find other computer labs located in the Family Consumer Sciences Building, Jowers Hall, and McCoy Hall, and the Academic Services Building South.
There are group study spaces that are reservable on 4 floors in this building. The second and floors 5, 6, and 7 have a variety of sizes, group study spaces. Each student can reserve 2 hours at a time per day. And any student can find a place that's either quiet or busy where they could find their little niche. Some like it to be very quiet. Those are floors 5 and 6. Many students thrive if there are an abundance of distractions. Floors 4 and 7 can be pretty raucous sometime, and use the library, as a place to get creative, get work done.
This is Andrea Moreno reporting back to the studio.
You guys probably saw the eclipse earlier this month. It happened right around midday Saturday, October 14th. This is called an annular eclipse. The moon passed between the Earth and the sun and partly blocked the sun. But because the moon is near its farthest point from Earth, it looks a little smaller than when it's closer to Earth. That meant it couldn't completely block the sun, leaving that ring around the outside. People all over Central Texas got outside to check it out, including at this park in Southwest Austin.
I think the light is cool. It's not dark, but it's a filter.
Yeah.
The sky looks the same, it's still blue, but
feels like they
darker.
took a dimmer switch to the whole sky,
And
the
it's
whole
way
landscape.
colder. Yeah, it's cold.
The whole annular eclipse took about 3 hours. There's another eclipse coming to Central Texas next spring. That one will be Monday, March 25th, and lots of people are already making plans to visit. The eclipse casts a shadow all along its path, but there's another kind of shadow that happens more often here at Texas State.
It's called Bobcat shadow, where students can spend time in a workplace to check it out. Reporter Avery Drews visited the office on campus where it all gets organized.
The Bobcat Shadow program is making waves by connecting students with employers, community partners, and esteemed Texas State alumni for a one-of-a-kind, behind-the-scenes experience. This experience will allow students to learn from professionals in their selected career field or industry. Registration for this remarkable opportunity opened this Monday, and there is a lot to be excited about. What exactly does Bobcat Shadow entail for those who participate? Well, it is an excellent way to gain a sneak peek into various careers through a one-day job shadowing experience. Students get to conduct informational interviews with employees, participate in guided facility tours, attend meetings and organizational events, observe daily tasks and ask questions, interact with clients, meet recent hires or current interns, connect with Texas State alumni at the host company, and explore potential career and internship opportunities.
My name is Yakima Anderson, and I am the Career Experiences Coordinator here in Career Services. A student is able to, what we like to call, test drive a career for a day, right? And so you get to go in there and you get to see the ins and outs. You get to peek behind the curtain and see what a day in the life of this position would realistically look like, are placed in front of employers, and you're able to conduct interviews of them. Now, I know students are normally used to being interviewed by an employer, but Bobcat Shadow switches that and allows students to go in with the questions that they have about this industry and be able to get answers from professionals who are doing that day-to-day work.
Most memorable moments during the program was being able to sit in during client meetings and seeing the client interaction with people and seeing how the relationships were built between the advisor and then the people themselves. Going through the program helped me cut off stuff that I wouldn't exactly like doing, and narrow down my choices in the future of what I particularly like to do.
Mark your calendar for the important dates associated with Bobcat Shadow. Applications are open in October and will close on November 10th.
It's fall. That means cooler weather and football.
In breaking news, the newest building on campus is almost ready for us to make some TV.
The debut of the Live Oak TV studio is just around the corner. Stick around to find out what's been going on inside.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact. More than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Texas State football has a week off, followed by homecoming coming up. But they've had an epic season so far.
Yeah, they've set some records already. First win ever against a Power 5 team in Baylor, and the best start in a decade. Against Jackson State in Week 3, the Bobcats scored 77 points. That wasn't quite a Bobcats record. They scored 78 points once before, in 1920. In their last game, 2 weeks ago, Texas State had 2 quick scores late in the game to come from behind, beating the Nevada Wolfpack 35-24. Homecoming is this week, including a game against Troy. If the Bobcats win, they could be eligible for a postseason bowl game for the first time since they joined the FBS a decade ago. You may not know where our studio is. Right now, we produce TV news in the basement of the Alkek Library, but that's about to change.
That's right. Live Oak Hall on Sessom Drive is the newest academic building on campus. Reporter Aaron Andrade got inside this week, and he shows us some important updates to what will be the new TV news studio.
Hey Bobcats, I'm here at Live Oak Hall, which promises to be a state-of-the-art facility for Texas State. This exciting addition to campus is generating a lot of buzz, but not without its fair share of setbacks. Join me as I dig deeper.
The $10 million Live Oak Hall spans over 10,000 square feet and is set to be the epicenter of the College of Fine Arts and Communication and responds to the booming film and TV programs. Live Oak employee Connor Underwood provided insight into the current state and future direction of the building.
Yeah, so Live Oak, I believe, has been done for the past 2 years. So the courses that we hold here are for film. So everything that you can find on a film set. Sound, lighting, acting, directing, cinematography, editing, everything like that we hold in this building, as well as our mass communications. Our mass communications classes and stuff like that we're also going to start holding pretty soon.
However, not everything is going smoothly as expected. There have been a few delays in getting the much-anticipated TV news studio up and running, leaving professors and students eagerly awaiting. Professor Ali Forbes acknowledged the frustrations felt by many.
I would have liked to have been in the studio a year ago. I would have liked to have been in the studio 2 years ago, but that's not the timeline that the project took. And, you know, sometimes these things take time for different reasons. This is a very complicated facility, so it's not a matter of just like having a couple of cams and, you know, we're off to the races. Yeah, I would say I feel disappointed, similar to probably how a lot of the students are feeling. But with the new set and the new consoles and a lot of the equipment that's come in over the last 10 days, it's pretty obvious to me that we will definitely be using the studio come the spring, which is now really exciting.
The delays are a minor setback for what promises to be a significant leap forward for the university and the broader community. Stay tuned for more updates on the development of Live Oak Hall.
I sure hope we get to produce some shows in Live Oak this semester, and I hope it's a lot warmer in there.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Have you been looking to get into the fall festivities and carve some pumpkins?
Well, you're in luck. Sebastian Bien visited a pumpkin patch right next to the square where you can get some pumpkins in San Marcos just in time for Halloween.
Hey guys, I'm Sebastian Bien and I'm here at First United Methodist Church in San Marcos, Texas at their annual pumpkin patch. I interviewed Penny Slavic, who helps run the pumpkin patch in the community.
My name is Penny Slavic, and I am one of the leaders. We call them pumpkin thumpers. Basically, we have been setting up this pumpkin patch this year, I would say about 11 to 14 years straight. The proceeds from the money that we get from these pumpkins completely goes to School Fuel. It's an organization that makes sure that kids can have something to eat on the weekends. They are priced specifically according to the type that they are. We would call them minis or snowflakes or whatever.
Visitor Jolie Vasquez tells us how she has come across the pumpkin patch.
Hear
about it. We were just driving around because we came for family weekend, and so we saw and we wanted to stop by and look at all of them. And I'll probably carve like something scary in him, like a scary face.
The pumpkin patch is open from noon to 8 p.m. Sunday to Friday and 10 a.m. on Saturdays. This is Sebastian Bien, back to the studio.
That's all for us this week.
Thanks for joining us for this fall edition of Bobcat Bulletin. We'll see you guys next week with more news from Texas State and beyond.